So we just got back yesterday from our visit to Atlanta. It was a super fun time. I went with my friend Sid and Belle, so those are the people that you'll see like also in the video, but it was honestly so fun. It was definitely what I needed to close out the summer. And we had an awesome time visiting all the like Atlanta highlights. The first place we went was the Atlanta Aquarium. And Belle is like super obsessed with sharks. So we saw the sharks first. And then after that, we went and saw the whale shark. That was honestly so amazing. I was so obsessed with going to see the whale shark. So it was so huge, and we were in the sitting area with the big aquarium, and we were talking to each other, and I was like, these guys look AI generated. Like, this doesn't even look real. Like, how can an animal this big be in a building? I definitely thought a lot about like the ethics of keeping animals in enclosures like that, but I think it's like a lot better than, for example, like SeaWorld, because the people taking care of them are like really invested in their health and well-being. And they had the aquarium didn't shy away from how they acquired the animals. And most of the animals were actually like rescues or stuff like that. Like their giant rays that they had were all rescues. And the whale shark came from Taiwan, and they explained very clearly how they came across the whale shark and took it in. So I actually really thought that was awesome. There was some stuff that I didn't like about the aquarium. One of them is that they had like sponsorships for the different exhibits, and one of them was a natural gas company. And the natural gas company was like, here's how to lower your carbon footprint with carbon offsets. And I was like, guys, carbon offsets are literally fake, but like, go off. So sometimes I didn't think that the sponsorships that the aquarium took were super ethical, because it just felt like propaganda by the companies that sponsored them. So, that was cool. The next day, we woke up and we went to the Ponce City Market. It was really fun. We went to a bookstore. I managed not to buy anything. And then we went to a yarn shop. I had a lot of fun at the yarn shop. It was called The Craftivist, and it was super well stocked, very well organized. I bought some yarn that's like green, and I'm going to use it for a pair of frog socks. And then we went to Karis Books, which is the feminist bookstore that is operated next to Agnes Scott College. And we had a great time at Karis Books. And then after that, it was time for us to get ready to see Chuck Tingle. We ended up hanging out in the library for a long time, and we did a fit check and we did stuff like that. And then it was time to go in, and we waited a little longer for Chuck to show up. And the show was honestly so fun. It it was like a comedy show, but we didn't have to pay anything. We just like got to buy the book and then it was a comedy show. One of the things that I really enjoyed about it was that he didn't shy away from talking about his erotica. The most recent author talk that I attended before Chuck Tingle's was Jesmyn Ward's. And obviously they do like very different things, but at Jesmyn's, it was very much like, this is a serious author, TM, and we're going to have serious conversations about serious topics, TM. And I didn't enjoy that as much. Like, I don't enjoy that attitude towards authors as much. Like, this weird, like, reverence about how great and wise they are as people. To me, Chuck Tingle very much felt like a person who was doing funny stuff and enjoying being a writer, and we just kind of got to enjoy it along with them. One of my favorite things about it was at the end, he had this super inspiring moment where he was talking about how he thought he was the greatest writer in the world, and it was kind of like a joke, but then he was like, you know, we always think about writing as this competition about who has to be the best writer. Like, this writer is better than this writer, and yada, yada, yada. And we don't have to think about it like that. We can all be the best writers. And I really loved how he kind of wrapped around this conversation about erotica towards this super inspiring message about how we can all be great in our own eyes, and that is like truly valid. It's been a long time since I've actually heard a message like that from anyone. And so I really thought that was very meaningful for me. But yeah, anyway, I just wanted to share all my Chuck Tingle experiences. Becky and I wore like tropical wear because Fabulous Bodies takes place in Palm Springs. So that was kind of like our little nod, but a lot of people showed up wearing sequins and fun outfits, and one person even showed up in like a Chuck Tingle outfit. And it was just really fun to be around, like to be in a crowd of people and know that like everyone in that crowd is like you. I don't think that's really a feeling that we really get to have that often. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed my vlog.